Namaste and welcome to Returning Home Yoga with Jeanette. I'm Jeanette, and today's practice is a supported butterfly or bound angle pose. So what you will need, first off, you might want to have 2 or 3 layers on for warmth, or have an extra blanket nearby to cover up with. Restorative postures are quite deeply relaxing, and I know whenever I practice restorative I like to have a sweater on or thicker pants just for comfort and warmth. What you'll need is, if you don't have any yoga props, a cushion, maybe 1 or 2 blankets or towels, and a thicker book, just one. And you might use a scarf or something to cover your eyes, just to block out the light. It's a really nice way to experience your restorative poses by having something covering your eyes, just to help block out the light a little better. And if you have something that's weighted, such as an eye pillow, then the weight of that is really, really helpful for relaxing the optic nerve. If you have yoga props, then definitely a bolster, a block, and you might also like to have a blanket to be rolled up under your knees and thighs to support your legs in this supported bound angle pose. So I will demo with the blankets first. Essentially what we do with the blankets is create the shape of a bolster. And if you actually have a low back that is a little bit sensitive, you have low back issues, even though you might have a yoga bolster, you might find that it's a little bit too high. You might use blankets, but you might also just prefer to use your bolster. So folding your blanket or towel something like this shape, and folding it again so that you create this rectangular shaped blanket that has a little bit of thickness to it. Your cushion will be used to support under your neck and head. And the book, depending on your body, you may or may not support one end of your blanket like so. I'm just going to turn it because I like to have the folded edge of the blanket right where my low back is going to go. From here, you position your sacrum, that triangular shaped bone at the base of your spine, either touching the blanket or a little bit away from it, depending on how it feels for you. So take a few moments to play with that, to set that up. And your inhale lengthens the spine always. The exhale, you lower yourself onto the blanket in a way that there is a little bit of an arch for your low back. Your legs, you can bend them, open them out away from each other so the foot soles touch. And if your legs are really lifted or even lifted slightly, because this is a restorative pose, I highly recommend supporting the thighs with something. So you could use another blanket. You could roll it or simply fold it. And placing it up right up under the thighs. So that when you lower down, your thighs have support under them. So that they can, your legs, your hips can simply relax into the support without having to do anything. Now if you have quite an arch in your neck, where your chin is tilted up something like this, and then you'll want to use a pillow. Lift your head using a hand and place a pillow or a cushion up under your neck and head so that your neck can be fully supported. Now, even if you don't have that arch in your neck, you might find that just placing the cushion, pillow, whatever it is you have under your neck and head really creates a comfort, a really lovely experience for the neck and head to be supported. Now, if you have an extra blanket, you could also place it onto your hips, belly, or thighs, or you could simply cover up with it. So if you are using the props that I've just demonstrated, please feel free to stay there, to come to your breath. Long, slow inhalations into the abdomen, filling up through the rib cage to the chest, collarbone region. Exhaling from the collarbones back down through the rib cage to the belly. So utilizing the 3-part yogic breath in this supportive pose. Inhaling abdomen, expanding up towards collarbones. Exhaling from collarbones through rib cage back to belly. And please continue with that, tuning me out as I set up utilizing the yoga props. So if you have a block, a thinner block, if you don't, you can use the book. Take your bolster and place it onto it. All that does is just create a little bit of an elevation for the torso. Again, you might want to have a blanket handy for your legs to be supported, and you might want to have the cushion up ready at the other end of the bolster for your neck and head. Again, depending on your body, will depend on whether you leave space between sacrum and bottom of bolster or whether it's touching. The inhale lengthens the torso. The exhale, the chin could tuck. Use your hands to guide the body onto the prop. For me, I'm just adjusting so that there's a little bit of space between bolster and low back, sacrum regions. And apparently today, it's taking 2 or 3 tries to find that really comfy position. And I just fold the cushion under my neck for support. I reach for an extra blanket, excuse me, and I settle into the pose. Eye pillows, scarves, whatever you'd like to use to cover your eyes could be placed there. And we once again return to the experience of conscious breathing, working with the 3-part yogic breath today, Dirga Pranayama. As you inhale, filling into the abdomen, up through the rib cage towards the collarbones. And as you exhale from the collarbones, moving down through the rib cage to the belly. Each inhalation an opportunity to expand belly, torso right up to the collarbones, right up into the upper back. And the exhale coming from the upper body, slowly back down towards and into the abdomen. You might feel the abdomen deflating, so you get a little tiny bit of a drawing in of low belly. Inhaling, abdomen expanding upwards. Maybe add a pause when you're ready at the top of the inhale. And the long, slow exhale. Feeling how your body softens, releases, and relax more and more fully into the support that's under it. Please continue with this 3-part yogic breath at your own rhythm. And when your mind distracts you, as it most likely will, please simply return again and again to this breath. The breath, always the key ingredient in our practice. And for today's practice, we're using the breath to create a relaxation response within the nervous system. I will leave you to settle more fully into your props, into your breath for several minutes. You can actually stay in this pose 5 to 15 minutes. For the duration of this video, you'll be staying here about 7 to 8 minutes. And I will leave you in silence at times. Please know, though, that when it's time for you to come out of the pose, you will hear the sound of the singing bowl. And at that point, once the bowl sound fades away, I will guide you out of the posture. So settling back into your breath, I'll guide you for another couple of rounds. Long, slow inhalations, filling into the abdomen, up through to the collarbones. Maybe that pause at the top of the inhale. Longer, slower exhalation. Perhaps feeling the body melting into the supports that are under it. Continuing with these long, slow inhalations. Whatever long means for you, longer and slower exhalation. So returning again and again to the breath. And at any time, if your body needs to shift off the props, please honor that by removing them from under you and laying flat on your back. Utilizing the power of the breath to sink deeper into the beingness of the body, into inner quiet, calmness, perhaps at some point a deep sense of peacefulness. Ever so slowly, in your own time, begin to deepen the breath. The legs could slowly come together and extend out in front of you. The legs might roll towards each other and away from each other. Very slowly, rolling off your props to one side. Allowing your head to be supported by an arm. The exhale with helping hands. Please guide body to seated. Sitting quietly for a few moments. Inviting any inner peace, quietness to remain with you the rest of the day, rest of the evening, into your sleep. An inhale sweeps the arms out and down. Exhaling to heart. From my heart to yours, namaste. I thank you for joining me for this practice. Please leave a comment below if you're moved to. If you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe, turn on notifications so that you get the newest videos notification as they're uploaded. Thanks again. Bye for now.